I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000 plus creators and startups, 2 creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss,
Biohacks that keep me creating full time as a creator. People always ask, Katrina, how do you keep your energy up so much as a creator and traveling full time? Spoiler alert, it's not coffee besties, it's biohacks. So, one of the things that I developed several years ago that started from a gratitude practice, what is a sacred 7 morning routine. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I am not perfect at it every single day. It evolves and develops, and I do my best to stay disciplined. So, Katrina, what's a sacred 7 routine? So glad you asked, Bestie. It's I ams, music, a positive message, journaling, prayer, movement, and tea slash supplements. So some days I do amazing at all 7. Some days I do amazing at saying my I am statements both in my head and out loud and in the mirror. Things like I am a magnet for miracles, money, and the man of my divine dreams, desires, and destiny. And some days I immerse myself massively into growth for, several hours, for half a day, for all day. At the same time, for the most part, I would say somewhere between 80 to 90% of the time, I'm super consistent. And then also with aligning the night routine the day before, whether it's listening to binaural beats, whether it's listening to affirmations as I sleep, and always, always, always outlining my week before the week and then refining it as I go the day before. So I'm clear on what is happening the next day. On top of that, my biohacks include factoring in and using I use a chat GPT chat now called My Creator Health, where I constantly evaluate all the things I'm doing to biohack my life. So, for example, I've been using Herbalife Nutrition, the number one global nutritional brand, consistently since 2013, so 12 years. Within the first year and a half of using Herbalife, I completed a Olympic distance triathlon. I completed a century ride, and I competed in my first NPC National Physique Committee bikini bodybuilding competition. And over the course of a year and a half, I lost over 55 pounds and kept it off. Now, that happened after 15 plus years of ups and downs and yo yo's and training with 5 plus trainers, trying so many different products, so many different communities. So you can imagine why I'm so consistent, so loyal, so dedicated to Herbalife and the community no matter what. From a wellness perspective, from a business perspective, as I grow, and also completing different trainings with Herbalife. You can also jump into a free wellness plan with Herbalife at fitlifecreation.com/freebies. Also, in every single program and course that I have, whether it's my 7-day challenge, whether it's creator school that includes health, wealth, and business, whether it's creator retreats, there is always a portion of wellness. There is always a portion of Herbalife taste test, an introduction into the business if you want to know more. Beyond that, I also stay super consistent on my multivitamin, on cellulose, on omega 3s now, on vitamin E. I've doubled up my creatine recently because I was reading that in perimenopause and beyond, doubling it to 10 grams a day has so many different benefits, from your hormone levels to your energy and different things. Another thing that I do to biohack is, this year especially, I've done much better than in prior years with choosing the eternal summer. So as I record this, I am looking over at Papa Mo's slash Green Eggs and Ham in Máncora, Peru, where I've been since October 26th. So grateful. Stayed at a co-work, co-living place, Casa Naranja, and I'm leaving tomorrow for Lima. And Lima also has beautiful sunshine, quote unquote eternal summer right now happening in December into January, and I'll be staying there a month because I realized, you guys, like when I moved from Houston to Atlanta, even though Atlanta doesn't have winters like New York, like DC, like Austria, it has 4 seasons. And 2 out of the 10 plus years I lived there full time, we had, snowmageddon, snowstorms, and, simply gray days. And I noticed from the first year that I moved there into like the fifth year into the last year that I was there in 2022 winter, how much gray days and cold affects me massively. Like the first year in Atlanta, I invested in a vitamin D lamp and it made such a big difference. So being in a city, in a town like Máncora, is a dream come true for me because I have loads of vitamin D all the time and it affects my energy, my vibe, my discipline, my motivation so much. Like from every angle, it becomes more of a want to than a quote unquote I'm forcing myself to or I have to. And I noticed that like when I was in Bulgaria a couple winters ago, how much it affected my vibe. So I'm super grateful to be headed to Lima next. And then along those lines, of course, comes the sea. Like some girls need coffee, your girl needs the sea. I've spent so much time in the sea within the last month, swimming with turtles, surfing, simply going in the water, being knocked down by the waves, by the current. Like I love the sea, the ocean, all things water. This also factors in with movement. One of my collaborations in Máncora is with Iron Day. I was a member for an entire month as a collaboration, posted stories, posted a minimum of a video a week. And so lifting weights again is and was massive for me consistently, 5+ days a week, typically 6 days a week. I did end up getting water slash overindulgent of vitamins, biohacking, poisoning twice during my stay here. So what do you mean by that? So I added in maca, black maca, which is known for so many benefits for circulation, for women hormones. I added that in while I've been here in Peru. It's so prevalent and so easy to get at markets in powder form. I've been adding it to smoothies, to smoothie bowls. I also added in moringa. So moringa is a superfood with tons of antioxidants, and I discovered it in Bali when I had it in an amazing soup at Nourish Cafe. And one evening, I made the mistake of adding way too much into my oatmeal. And I knew that because I ended up waking up early, and let's just say my stomach and my mouth wasn't happy at what I'd consumed. So, biohack with care, okay? And then the other thing I want to talk about is, you can't pour from an empty cup. And it goes back to, it reminds me of scripture, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So the more you pour into you, the more you have to give, whether it's, biohacking from a wellness perspective, from an emotional perspective. Some of the ways I biohacked in Bali was also with full body red light, sauna, and those experiences. And then also breath work. That's some of what I'll be doing in Lima. I already Googled some beachside and parkside yoga experiences. I've already researched some gyms. I was a member at SmartFit in Ecuador, and I found that in Lima, there's SmartFits all over. And then, of course, I have Herbalife smoothies, tea, and beyond this, I always also integrate things including prayer, so emotional, spiritual, prayer, EFT, breath work, I have a recording, actually, several recordings on my phone. One is a gratitude recording, one is a money letter, another is a sort of conscious rant of negative thoughts changing and transitioning to positive thoughts. And as I listen to them subconsciously, I purposely count down like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so that it's shifting my subconscious in countless ways. And this is something I actually learned in the January class I took with alignment with Catherine. With at Manifestation Babe as well. So, share with me what you do to biohack to align yourself that keeps you creating full time. And it's interesting because one of the tests I took recently through protocol through Herbalife said my biological age is 32. And it was super funny when I was at Herbalife Global Extravaganza. I was hanging out with Makai, and I think he's 29, 30. And so when he saw it, he was confused. He was like, wait a minute, why are you excited that your biohacked your biological age is 32? Isn't that older than what you are? He thought I was like 29, 30. The first guy I ever went on a date with via the Tinder app in Bali, he also thought I was 28. So, and I told him, I was like, nope, 45 years young, etc. So I don't hide it, but it's amazing to me, like when we're younger, what we think about age, or even depending on who we're exposed to, because I've met people that are 20 that look 40, and I've met people that are 40 that look 20, that look super young, vibrant, dynamic, embodied, all the things. So that's why I always say age is nothing but a number. So all about biohacks and belief, Bestie. Share a review of the show so I can shout you out. And as always, remember, create, transform, and inspire, because you are born to.